what's up guys? Welcome back. It's your girl Jazz, and I'm kind of nervous about this portion of my review that I'm doing. I'm driving the Kia EV6. This is a 2022. I rented it from Dura, and I'm actually going to try out an autonomous driving. Now, it's not autonomous driving exactly. There are a couple of features where it does the cruise control, so it'll control how fast I'm going. It'll also control whether I get too close to a vehicle. And there's another portion of it where it does the lane keeping. So if which it kind of frustrates me driving in general, if I have it on with the lane keeping assistance, especially during a construction area, because there's been times where I've literally had to fight the car. In my Ford Fusion, I had it, I actually had to turn it completely off because of the construction in my area. The lanes were not clear at all. So while I'm trying to stay in the lane, it's seeing the previous lanes that were there and was trying to adjust to that. So I'm on a pretty clear pathway, as you can see, and I'm actually wanting to get behind a car so I can test this out and see if I get too close or too far. So I'm gonna get in between these vehicles right here. I know, Kia, I hear you, and I see the car right there. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and set the cruise control first. And you can see on the screen, so it's telling me whether I get too close or too far from it. My foot is completely taken off the pedal right now. Oh, is it? No, it didn't register. Oh, you know what? I take that back. So it's trying to get me up to the 76 that I had it set at, but I think it's getting it's setting it lower because the speed limit is 65. It also could be because I was too close to that truck. But I currently do not have my foot on the pedal by any means. And now I'm going to go ahead and set it to the adaptive driving, I believe is what it's called. And so my hands are completely off the steering wheel. I'm not bobbing back and forth in between the lanes. It seems like it's keeping me within it at more of a centered, as if I was legitimately driving. So this is how we're going to be driving back to town, which I'm kind of nervous about. I'm so tempted just to have my hands on the steering wheel, but I'm doing my best not to for this. And I'm seeing a little bit of a bend here in the road. Oh, okay, it's telling me that I need to keep my hands on the steering wheel. Fine, but I'm stubborn. This is really making me nervous, you guys, driving next to the 18-wheeler. And I was doing my best not to adjust the steering wheel by any means. But I'm currently going at 76 miles an hour. I'm not really having my hands on the steering wheel. And I think it's a really cool feature. It's not autonomous driving, so I don't want you guys to think that by any means. As you see in the car, was telling me that I need to have my hands on the steering wheel. But honestly, I'm just resting them as a just in case. Before I actually started this video, I did test it out a little bit, and a car actually got in front of me, and the speed dropped down to where there was a safe distance between me and the car in front of me. You guys, the lane's turning a little bit, and you can see the steering wheel adjusting to the lane. So, like I said, this is nervous for me. I am pretty nervous. So that's the reason why I'm hovering over the steering wheel, but I also want to show you that I am not in control of it. Well, I'm not in direct control. I can take control if I wanted to, though. So that's the closest that Kia has to autonomous driving. It will still require you to have your hands on the steering wheel, at least for a certain period of time. I will say, in my opinion, this is autonomous driving. But according to Kia, it is not autonomous driving. And I'm pretty sure it has to do with, you know, the bad rap that autonomous driving is getting right now, as well as, you know, they want to be able to improve it. And by law as well, there has to be some form of a attention grabber to make sure that the driver is paying attention. Meaning whether it'll have, it detects your eyes, whether you are actually paying attention to the road, whether, as you've seen the alert, my hands need to be on the steering wheel, something like that. So therefore, you will have control as the driver, but you are kind of giving up control at the same time by letting the car guide you with the speed, lane keeping, because as as I mentioned, my foot is not on the pedal by any means. I could probably sit on it right now, but if I need to stop or something like that, I don't want to end up hurting myself, because knowing myself, I will. I can just imagine myself trying to sit on my leg right now and I'd end up hurting myself. Yes, I'm that accident prone. So I think it's a really cool concept. I will definitely be using this, especially on long trips. I don't see it using it on my everyday drives because because I don't really hit the highway that much or that often. So I have a car coming in front of me. Do I really need to speed up? I need to increase the speed. I feel like I'm going 76, guys. The speed limit is 75, and I've got all these cars in front of me, and there's a car behind me that feels like it's tailgating me. But I really do like this feature, and it's great for long-term or long-distance traveling. I wouldn't say exactly for day-to-day use, unless you are a long-distance driver. So if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them down below. Like I said, this is a really cool feature. We'll be using it. Highly recommend. And guess what? You don't have to spend $15,000 extra to be able to get it. It might be only a couple of thousand depending on the line, because I don't think the light has it, but maybe the wind and the GT lines. So I just felt the car just stop a little bit to let that truck in front of me as well. So if there's anything else that pops up, any cool little features or examples, it'll be after this video, so that way it doesn't all blur together with my great editor. So I guess I'll see you guys later. In the meantime, stay tuned, stay jazzy. Thanks for watching.